we're gonna start with a new design. It is a candy stripe rose, and we're gonna start with the white. It has some stripes of white, and you know, white is a color that if you put another color on top of it, it will no longer be white, and we want this to stay white. So we're going to put it in there and try not to dirty it. So I'm just gonna find the places of white and put this white in here. And I don't think I have to do that all that on camera, so I'm gonna do it outside of camera, and when I return I'm gonna show you all the places of white and let it in the screen for a few minutes so that you can put all the white in yours. We're gonna start with the first petal on the left side, and we're gonna use hot pink and processed red. So let's put those two colors, hot pink and processed red. Okay, so we want this area to be lighter, so this is where we're gonna put the hot pink, highlighting with hot pink. And doing circular motion. Now I'm gonna break this line by going in a zigzag motion up and down, and I'm gonna integrate with the hot pink again, going in a zigzag motion. Do not touch the white section, and if you notice, there's some section of white that I put very lightly, some sections that are darker and some are lighter. I'm going to take this up to the border in here and in here, and again I'm gonna continue with the hot pink, and I'm gonna go over that line in there. I'm using very light pressure, and if you do not know how much pressure you have to put and how much is light, you're gonna take the pencil with a very sharp point and do it on your hand, and if you're feeling something in your hand, you're doing it wrong. You have to be tickling your hand. So going in a circular motion. If you need to go way inside that line, you can stand up the pencil, and that is going to help. Zigzag motion when you go next to the next color, so that you can integrate both colors. Do not touch yet the white sections. This is a Hake brush that I use to remove particles from the brush. You may need to put these colors several times until you have covered all the grain, but very light ledgers with no pressure, and that's how it's gonna work better. I'm gonna go another coat of this hot pink again and another coat of that other color, and I'm gonna do that outside of camera so that we don't have huge videos in here, and I will be right back. So normally I will finish one petal before going to the next one, but I think if we do it this time differently, we can make better instructions. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna continue with these two colors, unless when I need to separate petals I may need to go to another one, but for trying to make the instructions easier, I'm gonna use these two colors, take another picture, and then I go to another color. So we're gonna continue with the highlighting, and there's another highlighting here. This is hot pink, is the color that we're using for the highlights. We may go, we're gonna use another highlight on some areas, but for now we're putting hot pink. So we are putting hot pink in here, and let's put it all the way in here in the middle, up and down in the lines to break them. Tiny bit in here. Okay, so this the petal might join in there, and I don't want that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a tiny bit. This is for the next stage, but so that they don't join in there, I'm just gonna put the crimson lake in that corner so that we can distinguish these two petals. Crimson lake. Trying to go inside that line. Anyway, I don't want to continue with this color yet, so let's continue with the hot pink and the processed red. Up and down when you get to the line, and we're gonna put this color twice. It's a tiny bit of light underneath there. Take the second coat of that processed red, hot pink. And let's go to the processed red. Up and down on the line. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go outside of camera and get another coat of those two colors, and I will be right back. So now we are gonna use this only on these two petals, this one and these two. These petals are gonna be more red, and this one is a a section of pink and a section of red, so we're going to only do these three with these colors, and then we're gonna take a photo. So again, the hot pink, we don't want to touch this section yet, so I'm not gonna put any color in there, because just see, I did it, and we're not supposed to touch that yet because there's a lot of white and sand in there. We'll do that later. Okay, let's go to the hot pink. Wait, I forgot two places in here. And this is the petal that we previously did. Let's put the hot pink in there. Not processed red in there, I'm sorry, that was processed red, and this is hot pink. And now we're gonna go to processed red. I'm gonna sharpen just because I want to go on top of that line. Hot pink. Tiny bit of hot pink in here, very lightly. Very lightly. Very lightly. Let's continue with the processed red. Okay, again, I'm going to give another coat, and I will be right back. Going to the next one, and we are doing the processed red. Hot pink, I'm sorry. Hot pink is the highlight, is hot pink. Only up to here. Using very light pressure. Oops. No way. Oh my gosh. Very light pressure. If you have color in a place that was not supposed to go, you just take one of these poster putty, and it will help you remove the color. See how good? And I think I'm gonna leave it like that. You see, I put too much color in a section more than the other, and that also can be removed with the poster putty, but it was because there was something rough in there and it took harder. Sometimes even if you don't want to, if there's like some extra texture in the paper, that will happen. So I'm gonna go to the processed red. Again on the line. I don't want to lose that section. Again, I'm gonna use the lake only to separate, because we're not working on this yet, but only to separate those petals. I'm gonna put the crimson lake in there, and I'm gonna continue with the processed red. Circular motion. Don't worry about the line looking lighter. The thing is, when you use white graphite, you're already putting white in that line. So when you put this color, it's gonna be looking lighter. What you can do, you can take a darker color, and then it will help disappearing it. So I'm gonna take a darker color on the line, and this is Crimson Lake. One value darker than the value that you want to put in there, because it's already white plus another color, so you have to be one value darker, and that will help you blend that line. Photo has a beautiful background. I'm not sure yet if we're gonna do the background, because I want to have this a simple project. So I'm gonna continue with this section, with this processed red. I'm gonna do two coats of these two colors, and we'll be right back. Okay, now we're doing the last petal before we take another photo. Again, I'm gonna start with the light, and this petal is lighter on this section, so I'm gonna put up to there the hot pink. Actually, I'm gonna put it all the way in there. Colored pencils are transparent, and to achieve a good look, you have to put several layers of transparent color, and it has to be several layers, because you cannot apply pressure because once you apply pressure, put in one coat with hard pressure, that's when you become you are in trouble, because the paper has some grain, some texture, and that texture is the one that is going to hold the layers of color. But if you're putting too much pressure, you're losing that that texture, and you will not be able to apply any other color and mix the colors, because color pencils, in order to achieve the color, you're going to be mixing a lot. You're going to be mixing a lot. And sometimes you have to mix 3 or 4 or maybe 5 pencils to achieve the color that you want. But if you use all the texture of the pencil on the first application of color, that's when you get into trouble. So we are going to now put the next color, which is the processed red. I don't see the white in here, so I'm going to reapply it because I don't want to lose it. And this goes all the way there. Okay, so, and there's so tiny ones that we can put on top of the other. Now we're going to put the processed red in here. Again, I'm going to put on top of that line this darker value of red, which is the Crimson Lake. And I'm going to mix that with the processed red. Zigzag motion when you get close to the other color so that you can blend both colors. Okay, so now I'm going to reapply those two colors and take a photo for you, and we'll be returning to do the other petals that are more red. Reapply, before to take the picture, reapply the white if you need to. When you're doing these second coats, there's some areas that will have a mixture of the white plus the pink, like this one in here. And mixture of the pink plus the white in there. Okay, then going to stop it right now and take a picture. Want to show you what I do to check the colors. And now we're going to work with the center petal, which is more into the orange, and this is what where I was testing the colors. I'm gonna start with a yellow color, but for that I think I have to put white first. So I'm gonna put white, especially it's gonna be stronger in this section. I'm going to make oval shapes with this white, And that's what I like to put on my flowers. But in this one, it's already like that in the photo. Then the next color that I'm gonna use it's gonna be the salmon pink. This is salmon pink. I'm gonna put salmon pink up to here. It's gonna be darker in here and in here. So let me just start that section with a tiny brownish color. Let's take chocolate. And you have a line in there, so that way you don't forget to put this chocolate in there. In there and in here, up to that line that you have. And then we can continue. So I'm gonna put this color on that area, and I will be returning. Okay, this is only one coat of color, so you can see how light the coats are. I'm gonna take now white again, because I don't want to lose those highlights in there. And I'm going to take a yellow color, and I'm going to use cadmium yellow. Canary yellow, I'm sorry, canary yellow. Stronger in there, and then it is lighter in the other areas. Go back and put another coat of these salmon. I'm gonna take the chocolate and zigzag it on that line because I wanna blend it in there. The same, you're supposed to have one in here and zigzag on the line. Finish putting another application of the salmon pink, and I will be right back. Salmon peach. Oh, salmon pink. This is cream. Highlight some of those. Now if you notice that in there, a line, I'm gonna try to eliminate it with salmon pink. So it's again another bump in there. Let me see if I can take a tiny bit of the, with this tack. Okay, so we want to put everything just as on a first stage, and so I am going to leave this like that. There's more colors that we're gonna put in there, and I'm gonna start working with another petal. In fact, this one in here has some of the yellow, so we're gonna start with the white again, and then we're gonna put the seashell pink, and the canary yellow, and the cream. And that's the only section that I have that color. Since we have the canary yellow, we can add the canary yellow in here too, and in here. Let's extend this white. I have to go up to here, and then we can put the yellow in there. And let's put a tiny bit of the, I don't know if it's the, it has some yellow in here too. I need the dark color in there. Some yellow in here. This is canary yellow. And in here. Okay, let's put a tiny bit of the peach in here. And let's put the process, the hot pink, the hot pink. And then the white. Some areas in there that have stronger white. See a tiny bit of white in here. Okay, so let's go to another one. I think I'm gonna take a picture and then continue. Okay, we're gonna use put the sharpener not straight, and that was that noise. We're gonna start with pale vermilion in here. It's probably too dark, so probably we have to put another color. Let's put pearl vermilion and white. And maybe hot pink. Tiny bit of the hot pink on top of those white sections. Again, let's put a tiny bit of the pearl vermilion because we want this area to be more reddish. And we are going to continue this petal with the poppy red. Poppy red. We're going to give it a tint of red, but we're going to also put the pinks because we don't want it to be completely pink. There's a section of white in here. Okay, so poppy red. Let's go to processed red. So we're combining the reds with pinks. And hot pink. We can take that red and the poppy red and also bring it on other of these petals, because that way this doesn't look like it doesn't belong. So we can take this red, this is poppy red, and we can bring it on these other petals. So tints of red. Take the yellow in here, canary yellow. And then we're gonna go to the chocolate. Okay, let's put a tiny bit more chocolate in here. Continue with the tints of poppy red. I don't know if this way of painting this is different from what I usually do. I don't know. It may not be the right way to do it, but I already did it, but I think I'm gonna go back to finish one petal, and then, because then you get more excited when you start looking it pretty than seeing it at this ugly stage all the way. This is the poppy red, and I'm putting poppy red in the other petals. Not everywhere. We can also take this poppy red and put it in here. And in here. Oh, this is pale vermilion. Sorry, I took the wrong color. This is pale vermilion. Pale vermilion. And since it's the pale vermilion, we can put it in here. The end of this cup. Let's take the poppy red and finish applying the poppy red. And I'm going to go and start finishing one petal at a time. I'm going to take another photo and then start finishing one petal at a time. Okay, I did not take any photo. I'm just going to start with this one and finish that one. So let's go and shade with Crimson Lake. Shade with Crimson Lake. Very dark section in there. Take this is processed red in there. This is hot pink. Tiny bit of poppy red. This area. Put some poppy red in here. This is raspberry. 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 Gonna take a tiny bit of salmon. Finish this in here. And in here, salmon. And let's highlight that section with salmon. processed red. Processed red. Cream. Tiny bit of raspberry. Make that section go back. Raspberry. Okay, let's go to the one in the front. Raspberry. Let's put raspberry in here. Let's blend that with processed red. Let's put a tiny bit of chocolate in there. Let's put more chocolate in here first. Chocolate in here. Okay, a tiny bit of raspberry on this side. Let's take processed red. And tiny bit of white. I think we already put the white in there. And let's blend with hot pink. Cream. And canary yellow. And chocolate. This is raspberry, and we have some dark areas with the raspberry. Raspberry. Let's take the hot pink and blend that in there. To take cream, put a tiny bit of light areas with the cream, and put the hot pink on top. Okay, this flipping here, crimson lake and raspberry. I don't know why that is like that, but it's like that. And let's take the border with the salmon And let's take white. There's some sections of white in there. And then the remainder I'm going to put processed red. I'm going to take hot pink and highlight the border. And I'm going to take raspberry and, or not raspberry, Crimson Lake, and darken the other border. Take pale vermilion and poppy red. Poppy red. Poppy red. Let's blend that with the sand in there. And I'm gonna give another coat of the salmon. Try to take all that texture. With the cream, we can highlight in some areas. Let's take the pale vermilion on the bottom. And the chocolate. I'm gonna take the purple medium up to the area of chocolate and then put the chocolate on top. The same on both sides. And that was too much chocolate, so let's go back to the pale vermilion, or maybe let's lighten it with salmon. And pale vermilion. Let's take the processed red and give more intensity of color. But something very about this flower was the intense colors. Very intense colors. Okay. Hot pink and pale vermilion. We take a processed red in section that I don't have any color in there. This is processed red. And the hot pink. And the poppy red. It's important to have the poppy red. Values of red and values of pink in here. Okay, let's move on. So we're gonna continue, and let's continue with this one in here. And I think I'm gonna put a tiny bit more of the canary yellow in there, and I'm gonna reinforce the white. And let's see, we want to make this darker in here, and we're going to start with the Crimson Lake, or maybe not. I think I'm going to go to a purplish color. Let's see what I can find in here. Put some colors previously. And the color that I pulled was the black grape. So I'm going to put black grape in there, starting from here, and that's exactly the color that I need. Black grape. It's going to make this darker in here. I'm going to have some poppy red on this area. But I want to see also some pink, so I'm going to take processed red in here. Let's take some of the hot pink. There's a light section in here. This is white. Let's put some white in here, and then we can put some hot pink. Let's put some hot pink. Hot pink. Hot pink in here. Let's put processed red in there. Once I have enough colors of the colors that I need, I start increasing the pressure. but not before, because if you do it before, then you're not gonna have enough tooth to put more color. This is hot pink, blending with hot pink. And I'm gonna put some red in there too, poppy red. So back and forth between all these colors. This is processed red. And I do not go closer because every time that I go closer, I film outside of the project, and I don't want that to happen. You want to see everything, and once it's filmed, there's nothing I can do, because I don't paint a project twice. It's my preference. I don't like painting something twice. So you are always seeing the original, the instructions from the original. It's not the second piece. It's always the original piece. So nothing is different. Take process in there and blend with the hot pink. And I'm burnishing, trying to eliminate the texture. Burnishing with a tiny bit of pressure. The white. Let's put another white in there. And in here. And in here. And in here. And a tiny bit of white. Okay, and hot pink. And let's blend that ugly purple color that we put in there with the processed red. And with the hot pink. Apply it again, but very, very lightly, because this color is so strong. It's too dark. So I'm applying it very, very, very lightly. Very, very lightly in there. Very, very lightly. The same color is in here, but before I will put it in there, I'm gonna put some raspberry. I think I'm gonna put raspberry on the border. and in here. And then on this side, raspberry, okay, so let's go to processed red and blend that raspberry. Put a tiny bit of white in here. And I'm gonna blend that with hot pink. This is probably it's the lightest color. It calls more attention, and I still don't have it the way I want it because it's showing too much of the background color. So I'm just going to reapply the colors. This is the salmon. The more colors you put, the better it will look, because every layer is filling in the tooth. Let's apply the cream again. And let's apply the pale vermilion again. Cream. Canary yellow. The peach, salmon pink. Much better now. Much better. This is poppy red. A tiny bit of poppy red. Let's see, let's take a tiny bit of raspberry in there too. Maybe Crimson Lake. Crimson Lake. Okay, I'm gonna go to another petal. Let's go to this one in here. And I'm gonna again apply some of the canary yellow. And reapply the white. Let's go with raspberry. Raspberry. Turning on my photo so that it is going the same direction as the, oops, painting. Okay, so I want to put raspberry in here. It's a tiny bit of white in that corner in there. And let's take blend with processed red. It's white in here. That one in there. And in here. Let's take the hot pink. Hot pink in here, but there's also white. So let's take the white. Then processed red. And hot pink. It's a tiny bit of chocolate in there. In here there's a tiny bit of chocolate. Let's blend that with the cream. Let's go to raspberry. Start with here. This side. I'm gonna blend that with poppy red. Because there's some poppy red in there, and let's put some poppy red in here. And let's put some poppy red in here. Oh. Tiny bit of white in here. Okay, I put a tiny bit of the chocolate in here, in here and in here and in here. Chocolate. Let's darken it a tiny bit in the edge in there. So we have this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. We need to do these two, and then we can do the others that we had not started. So let's do those two. And this is processed red. Let's finish this section. With processed red. Put a tiny bit of red in there too, poppy red. Raspberry on the edge. First I wanted to look more pinky, so let's put processed red. And let's reinforce the white. But if there's some hot pink on top of that white. Pink. Pink. Maybe. Let's put some cream. And some of the poppy red on top of that. Find it. And then we have to darken with, if I find it, Crimson Lake. Crimson Lake. Let's take processed red on the top of this one. I keep that one lighter than this one. So maybe let's put some pale vermilion in there. Okay, let's do the one on the behind here. See, this is processed red. That's a separate petal. Let's shade with the crimson and the raspberry. It has raspberry also on the tips. Maybe we can have to go with the grape. the black grape. Then the petal in the back is kind of lighter, just as this one is lighter. Let's see, let's put hot pink. Up to there. And then we can go to the, let's put a tiny bit of red, copy red on this side. And then we're gonna go to the processed red. Blend with the hot pink. Let's put a tiny bit of processed red on the border. Oops, I put it on top of the white. Bad girl. Put raspberry on the edge. Let's put raspberry in there. There was a tiny bit of white in there and we lost it. And then raspberry. Set white in there. Hot pink for burnishing. And processed red. We're listing that one in there. So let's go with the crimson lake and the grape. So processed red. And let's go to raspberry on the edge. And we're gonna call that one done. Maybe go all the way to the black grape on that edge. I put a tiny bit of the black raspberry in here. Okay, so let's go to that tiny little one in there. We don't have that many petals to go. We're almost done with this flower. See if we can finish it. I'm gonna start by putting some white again because I don't see it. And then I'm gonna fill in with Poppy Red, and I'm gonna combine Poppy Red with Process. Poppy Red and Process Red. And then I'm gonna take some raspberry. I try not to introduce any more colors on the flower. Where did I put the raspberry? Okay, raspberry. Now this is chocolate. See, the raspberry is hiding for me, so I have to stop. Okay, I think I'm gonna take white and highlight this in here with white, just as I did with here. Doesn't have to be all the way down. There you go. And then I can take some pale vermilion. Okay, I like it better now. I'm gonna do the same in here. Tiny bit of highlight. That's white, and I'm gonna put hot pink in there. I don't like that. Let's take the poppy and blend. That's better. Okay. Let's take white. In a tiny bit those sections of white. Let's finish with that one. We're gonna put raspberry in here. I think we have to put also the black grape. Okay, let's blend that with the poppy red, and we're gonna be done with that one. Okay, this yellow thingy in here that we put in here, we're gonna have to put it in one more petal. In this one. Take a tiny bit of the salmon. Take the salmon and put it in here, and put it on this one, and on this one, and on this one. Process red. Process red in there. Finish that petal in there. Okay, so poppy red. This is a continuation of that other one, and I'm gonna put the Crimson Lake. And maybe a tiny bit of raspberry. let's go to the grape. That's it. This is the hot pink, and we're gonna put it in there, and we're gonna shade with processed red, and this is hot pink. Gonna put hot pink in there. I'm gonna blend that with that, let me see, this is salmon, with the salmon pink, and then we're gonna shade with process. Shade with process red in here. And let's go all the way to Crimson Lake in here. And I don't think that's the color that we need in there. Let's go back to the hot pink. I think the color that we have in there, let me take the cream. And a tiny bit of orange. Pale vermilion is the orange. Yes, then with the pale vermilion. Yellow is the canary yellow, and cream. Take that hot pink and separate those two, maybe with a tiny bit of the processed red. Need to sharpen this. Let's highlight that border with white. Okay. I think I'm gonna take the raspberry in that corner in there, and this thing that is in there, raspberry, a tiny bit of the gonna fix this because this is with the raspberry. This is like this. And like this. Tiny bit underneath there. Blend that with the salmon. Orange. Put a tiny bit of the black grape in there. I'm gonna blend it with the raspberry, maybe with the processed poppy red. Okay, let's go to the next section of petal. Inside there, we're gonna put poppy red. Inside here. And then let's highlight with white. This is cream. Let's finish that with poppy red. Then we have to separate those two with raspberry. Where's the raspberry? Okay. In here. Poppy red on the back. Let's fill in poppy red also on this one. This is part of what? Of that. Okay, let's see. Let's take cream and highlight a tiny bit in here. And this one we already put in there, but I'm gonna comb that down with a piece. And that one connects in here. Oh, I didn't like what I did in there. Let's take poppy red in there and there. This is so tiny. It's harder to do tiny. Let's take Crimson Lake and let's take the canary yellow in there. Poppy red, raspberry on the tiny sections that where the light cannot go through. Let's put some how do you call processed red in there, and we can tint this with processed red. Let's put some of the cream in here, as we're gonna put some of the orange, pale vermilion, also in there, canary yellow and cream. Cream. Let's take some of the pale vermilion and then some processed red, Take some processor in here. There's something in here that you cannot see, but I'm just gonna put a tiny bit of this peach, salmon pink, and then you can imagine. You don't know what it is. It's some petal, some other petal. Yeah, we know that it's a petal, but we don't know which petal. I'm gonna put some of the pale vermilion on top of that. Okay, let's see. Gonna have the canary yellow in here and in here, and I wanna have the crimson lake in here, and some of the raspberry in there. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the last petal. Okay, let's start with poppy red. This area is most purplish and this is more reddish. So we're gonna start with poppy red in this area. Put the white again in there. Put the red on top of the white. Okay, so I'm going to put poppy red in here, one coat. Now I'm gonna put processed red. I don't want those two to get confused, so I'm gonna put the raspberry in that corner. Let's put the processed red on the back. And a tiny bit of raspberry in that corner. There's a tiny bit of white in there too. Okay, so let's put red on top of that white, and let's put also processed red. Looking very flat because we didn't put any light. So let's put some white. And some hot pink. Let's put some hot pink in here. Let's put some white in here. And there's a very dark section. Let's put raspberry. This is raspberry. And a tiny bit of the purple, black grape. pink. Let's take processed red and finish this one with processed red. And then we can put other colors. The final stage will be to take your pencil and whatever color is in there to fill in any holes that are left. But you can do that on your own. We're putting processed red now in here. And hot pink on the top. Then we can put some of the processed red on the, let's put some poppy red in here. Put some poppy red on top of these, in here and in here. Maybe a tiny bit of the red in here in this side. Poppy red. Then let's go back and redo the colors. This time, applying a tiny bit more pressure. I'll put a tiny bit of Parabellum on this one. And this is supposed to be white. Okay, here. Let's put processed red on the bottom. And we can put a tiny bit of processed red on the border to make it roll back. Certain principles that you cannot miss. Okay, I'm gonna take chocolate. Tiny bit of chocolate in here. Oops, that was bad. Make a line in there. Let's take the pale vermilion and blend that in there. And we can blend it on the top. We need the salmon pink. Okay. Processed red. And hot pink. A tiny bit of white. Are you noticing that I'm making lines? Let's take a tiny bit of the poppy red on those lines. This is a white. The white. Gonna go on that border. I'm gonna put a tiny bit of brown in there. Tiny bit of the chocolate. And I think I have to blend that with salmon. With the salmon on this side and with the processed red on the other one. Let's take a tiny bit of the raspberry. We're gonna stop for a few minutes when we're done with the rose, and when we return we are going to be doing the leaves. That's white. It seems that there's some raspberry also in there, like that. Let's have a tiny bit of light in here, there, and in here. Raspberry. That was the lake. In some lake. And let's take the raspberry, and I think we're gonna be done with this flower. Okay, let's take a break for a few minutes and then we're gonna go with leaves. Put a tiny bit of chocolate underneath in here because that has a flip that is casting a shadow, and you're gonna blend that with the salmon pink. Okay, so we're gonna start with the leaves and the stem. And we hope we don't have to bring any more colors except for the green colors. So I'm gonna bring 2 green colors. I want to put cream in here. We need a light green color. Let me bring the color that I need and I will be right back. Okay, this is lime peel, and I'm gonna paint this stem on this side, lime peel, and then on the other side we need like a moss green. Let me bring moss green. Sorry, I didn't have enough colors for this. Let's see. This is a leaf that I'm gonna paint with apple green, and I'm gonna shade that with moss green. That's probably not the right color, but I'm blending with apple green. And this is the moss green on this side. And then let's highlight with yellow chartreuse on that side. Let's put a tiny bit of color. What color is this? Prussian green. Let's put a tiny bit of Prussian green on that leaf. I can hardly see it. And we can put a tiny bit of this color also in here. Okay, the other side is more into the browns. Let's put chocolate on that side. And cream on the other side. Blend with the chocolate. We can put a tiny bit of lime peel too in there. Just follow. And what that looking like a line in there. This is cream. Let's put a tiny bit of chocolate on the other side. Put some chocolate also on this side. Let's put this cream on here, and then I'm gonna line peel on the other side. And moss green. Let's put chocolate. Chocolate. Cream. Okay, lime peel. Just going to finish it with lime peel. It's easier, and then shade and highlight. So I'm gonna finish it with lime peel, and I will be right back. Okay, so I base coated the remainder with lime peel, and I'm gonna shade with chocolate. The thorns, chocolate. Let's put a tiny bit of moss green. It's very dark, probably a color darker than the moss green. go with this Prussian. Same. Chocolate. I don't want to spend too much time on this, which is not the important part. So I'm going to leave it like this. And I'm going to start with the leaves. Before I start with the leaves, I want to reshade with dark umber. That way they will show, because it's hardly showing. Okay, so we're gonna do the leaves, and I'm gonna block first the lights, and this is apple green, and you have a line in there. That's where you're gonna put the apple green, and then you have another one line in here. I want to do this very easy because this is a beginner piece, so I don't want to spend more than one day on this. It's apple green. We're gonna put the line on the in there. You have one in here and in here. It doesn't matter if you put it exactly in the same place I do. Okay, then this one is mostly in the light. I'm just gonna put cream on the vein so I don't lose it. And on this one, because these two are lighter. Let's see, I'm gonna put apple green in some areas, but I want to put lime peel too. So let's put lime peel in here. Okay, and the last one, we can put some lime peel in here. And that's not the last one. And then apple green and apple green. Okay, let's put the dark Prussian. Have a tiny bit of the apple green on the other side. Let's put a tiny bit of white on the vein. Green on the vein. Okay, see this one. I'm gonna put a tiny bit only of apple green. Apple green. Okay, the remainder I'm gonna base coat, except for this one. This one I'm gonna put moss green on this area, and all the others I'm gonna base coat the remainder area with the Prussian blue and I don't want to do all this in camera because it's gonna take a lot of the time of the video. Okay, so when I return, I'm gonna have all the Prussian blue in place. Okay, let's finish with these leaves, and then we have to decide if we're gonna do the background or not. I'm gonna shade with black in here. Some of them I'm gonna make a tiny bit darker with black. Okay, this is black. Okay, let's highlight with cream. These are not easy leaves because they are completely different than what we normally do. Gonna just apply this highlight, and I'm doing this very fast because I'm trying to finish, and then I'm gonna blend. I really want to finish this today. This one has a tiny bit. Okay, so let's blend, and we're gonna start blending first with the apple green. I'm gonna go back and forth with the colors. So with apple green. Now I'm gonna reinforce the apple green. Let's go to the Prussian again in there. That doesn't look like, oh, that was dark umber. Oopsie daisy. Let's go to the apple green and blend that dark color that we put in there. Or I put in there. I don't like where the vein is. Let's take cream. And it has some highlights in here with cream. And I'm gonna blend that with the apple green. Moss green. Cut again to the apple green. Let's see if we can blend that. Best color to blend is a light color. And let's see, I'm going to bring some of this peach, salmon peach. And I'm gonna blend that with lime peel. And let's put some hot pink. Still find that moss green, okay. Let's blend the next one with apple green. Okay, let's put some highlights. It's probably this cream is too light too soon. Let's see the lime peel. And the lime peel is not the right color. We needed a color in between, but we don't have it. So this is the lime peel. Let's see canary yellow if it's better with the canary yellow. Not the right color, but have a tiny bit of cream in there in that and in here. And blend that with the apple green. Gonna blend this one also with the apple green. Okay, let's go to the next one. Blending with the apple green. Let's go to moss green. Moss green. Yes. Then with lime peel. And let's shade with moss green and maybe a tiny bit more of the Prussian. Okay, let's highlight. And blend with the lime peel. That was apple green, and this is the Prussian. Let's see, tiny bit of creaming here, and let's blend that with the apple green. Oops, apple green. Between apple green and cream. That's the Prussian. and the apple green. Let's go to black. And blend that with the Prussian. Black and Prussian. Okay, let's take a tiny bit of these apple green and Prussian, maybe moss green. Moss green. Go to the one underneath, and we are blending with apple green, and that's a tiny bit more. Apple green, and Prussian, let's use lime peel to blend a tiny bit in there. Let's calm that down a tiny bit with the lime peel. And maybe just a tiny bit in there. Okay, so this one has a tiny bit of highlight on this side only. Then that with the lime peel. Let's go take that Prussian blue. This is the apple green. Now I'm gonna go to the Prussian. And maybe a tiny bit of black. I'm gonna blend this in here with the Prussian. And maybe a tiny bit of the apple green. Need a tiny bit of black on that one. Small amount of black. And on this side. And let's blend that with the Prussian. We're almost done with these leaves, and then we're gonna take another photo. And if you follow me on Facebook, you'll see the picture in Facebook. This is apple green. I want to highlight a tiny bit with the lime peel. Let's blend that green, the black with the lime peel. And when it's a tiny bit more into the blue side. Okay, this one in here has a lot of lime peel. It's warmer than the others. Blending with lime peel. And I'm gonna take a tiny bit of chocolate on this side. And I'm gonna blend that with the lime peel. Let's blend the dark section with what's this color? The apple green. And then we can blend also with shade with moss green. Let's quiet down that in there. Okay, let's highlight with cream. And blend with lime peel. Let's see, we have one left, and I'm gonna blend with lime peel. First, and then I'm gonna go to the apple green. Oops, I went outside. So let's take that thingy. Okay. Let's take that Prussian blue. I think we can blend that with the green, the apple green. Highlight a tiny bit with the cream. Blend with the lime peel. And I'm gonna put a tiny bit of color on this leaf before we finish this thing here. this is the cream and the lime peel. And let's take some of the hot pink. Maybe there and here. I'm not gonna put it too many places. The hot pink. And let's take some of the orange. Orange will be nice. Pale vermilion. Pale vermilion. That only gives character. Let's see, maybe some more black. And I'm gonna call this done, and I hope you like this. I'm not sure if I'm gonna come back and do the background. If I do, I will film it more. But I think doing the background, that was black and this is apple green. Doing the background will only complicate the project more for you. And I always thinking about students when I do projects. Okay, hope you like it. Come back for more classes. I like that leaf in there, so I'm putting tiny bit of highlight in there, like that. And I'm gonna blend that with this is apple green. Green and apple green. Okay, now I'm really leaving. Thank you for joining me. Please come back for more classes.